Okay, we're right here. Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is the angle that we're gonna start out with. Child over there. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't had anything to film, and then I got into my 2-month in chores. I don't even know what. I haven't even touched plants. Go get the pokey. Go get the pokey. We have a new member of the family. This is our new member, Pokey, right there. Yeah, I got into plant chores and just decided to start sharing because I have a spider mite outbreak. It's very unfortunate. How many weeks ago did I post about my alocasia, getting in my alocasia? Got to put my hair up for this. So how many weeks ago did I post my video about getting an alocasia frydek variegated? And I said in there that I have not wanted to get one because they get spider mites, and they're notorious for spider mites. I knew that going into it. I was prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for terrible hair day, but I was prepared for that. Yeah, the day happened. They got spider mites, and it's bad. And I already started filming it vertically, unfortunately. So I will put a video here showing some of the damage that it caused. But now the problem is they have obviously gotten to my other plants because it sat right here in the middle there. And I now found it on my soderoy, my philodendron soderoy, which already was doing horribly. Let's be real. It was not anything worthwhile. But now I got to go check all of them. So I thought I would just share, because again, I found an active spider mite on my soderoy. So I'll show again a video of what that looks like and just some tips and tricks to get rid of them. Spider mites, in my experience, in my opinion, and what I have read from other people and have talked to other people on the internet about, they kind of just keep coming back. It's a reoccurring thing. They're so difficult to get rid of. And a lot of people live with spider mites, which, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Like, I just saw somebody say they would rather have spider mites than any other pest because they're easy to eradicate for a while, and then they come back, and then you can kind of see them, and you just kind of, it's this reoccurring thing that you just take care of, I guess. And so there are steps and prevention methods that you can use to keep spider mites at bay or not get them at all. But I have not done that, and it's kind of a tedious thing. So it is just one of those things that owning plants, it comes along with it. And here we are. So I'm just going to go with it and show you kind of what I see and if I see anything else. So yeah, let's do that. This is Pokey. Yep. Those aren't for puppies. Okay, so I was cleaning off my shelf because I got an IKEA cabinet months ago for a very reasonable cost at IKEA. It was on clearance. So I brought it home, and it's just been sitting in our kitchen. So I wanted to try to finally do something about it and get my plants moved in there, because this whole unit, this is where I work, but I bought an actual desk that's a little wider. So all of this needs to go. I also just purchased this lawyer's cabinet at a garage sale, and it's beautiful, and I'm really excited about it. Ooh. No, I am not going to put lights in this or anything because it is an antique. It's from the 20s. I am not ruining it. However, I will put them on top, as you can see there. So I'm trying to move some of my books and things here. Plants going in the IKEA cabinet. Still have plenty of plants over in this side. But yeah, let's just dig into my plants, see if I can find any other signs of spider mites. All right, I'm going to bring plants down one by one and just check over them. So, or not. All right, so this is my Epiprimnum pinnatum marble. I think that's what it is. Is it a pinnatum? Epiprimnum marble? Sure, whatever. So this guy's actually doing really well. There are no signs of yellowing leaves or like discoloring. All of the new growth is well, like, established and off. That is one thing to start to notice on your spider mite infested plants, the new growth that it pushes out might be warped, not coming out or unsheathing. It just might be struggling with the new growth points and things. But then you'll also start to notice the yellowing leaves, like the true high discoloring of the yellow leaves. And it might even be like a coppery tone. Typically that's a thrips thing, but it is a discoloring part of the spider mites as well. I don't see any of that here. The only thing I see here that's a bit, off-putting is this leaf right here. It's got some yellowing. Oh, I just spilled soil. Wow. Ugh. I just, anyways, I just noticed that like it's a little bit yellow and discolored like right here. And so I might just take a closer look under the leaf and see if I can see any eggs. Like I'll show a video of my soderoy that I noticed the eggs on in the webs, but I don't see any webbing. That's the other thing. No webs, tiny little webs inside the fenestration or from leaf to leaf. I don't see anything like that. So I want to say that this plant is in the clear. I will go ahead and spray it down with Jack's Dead Bug Brew, but I am not going to worry about cutting off any foliage. All of these should be okay. So if you do find spider mites on your plant, I would immediately cut off the foliage that is the problem, or like you see a heavy impact of spider mites on, cut all of it off if you can, because that leaf is done and it's just going to spread more spider mites. And there are eggs that you can probably not see on that leaf still, regardless if you wash it, spray it down. So I will spray this down, but I'm not going to worry about it as far as being infected. It looks really happy and healthy and good to go. Okay, my second plant is this Gigantium epiprimnum variegated. So this leaf is all yellow. However, I know that it's a watering problem. I've had it for a year or more now. And I just can't figure out the watering on this guy. Can't figure out if this is a temperature-based variegation because this is the last original leaf or what. But I do see a little bit of yellowing here. You can see that in the video. I want to say that's variegation, but I could be wrong. I kind of do see little webs and small little white specks, but I'm kind of wondering if that is a dusting problem because I haven't dusted or washed these plants off. It's the only one I see it on, and there are a few spots. So let me show you what I see. Okay, so see right here, all those little white spots. I'm waiting to see if they move. I know I'm moving, the plant's moving. It doesn't look like they're moving, but they definitely could be spider mite eggs. It also could just be perlite, but I'm going to go with caution here, and I'm going to just go ahead and spray it down for spider mites and keep it isolated. Keep it isolated. Just watch it. I'm not going to cut the leaf off yet because it doesn't really look bad at all whatsoever. It's just that yellowing part that made me notice it, and then I can see that. Again, that could be perlite, that could be dust, because I don't see it on the other leaves. So we're just gonna, and I don't see any webbing either, which is a little bit hard because that's variegation right there. So you can see it's somewhat variegated, but not as deeply as this leaf right here. Okay, so my next plant is this Philodendron Patriciae. It does have a bit of a problem with its new growth. Look at that there. This is what I'm talking about. Spider mites. This can mean spider mites. So spider mites will attack the new growth and you won't be able to see it because the leaf is rolled up and then the leaf comes out and it's messed up. However, this leaf has been like this, and so I don't think that that's a spider mite issue. I think it was a watering issue, and I actually chopped it back. Did I chop this back? No, this is not the one I chopped back. Sorry, I lied. That was my philodendron. I'll show you in a second. But I think that this is a watering issue. I don't think it's a spider mite issue. I am going to go ahead and just remove that leaf just to be careful, and because it's not doing anything. It has new growth right here, and right here that also all look really well off. And so that also tells me the new growth after that point, because it was right here, is not like dysfunctional. It's coming out of its sheath nicely and is not distorted in any way. So I'm going to say that this one is clear. I do not see any white specks or webbing on it. All I see is dust because it is dusty. But I would say this one's clear. I will go ahead and spray it down again just to be sure, but I'm not going to isolate this or worry about it. I'll just keep watch over it. Okay, this is the plant. This is my philodendron Burley Marks Fantasy that I was talking about. I had chopped back right here because the growth was not coming out good at all whatsoever. You can see it just had a real bad issue unfurling. I do think it was a watering issue. You can see here, look, maybe you can see here, this leaf was one of the first ones that started to not unfurl properly, and they all just got worse. And so I just ended up chopping it off. Look how big and beautiful these leaves are. It's, I mean, so beautiful, and it's a really just pretty plant. I really like it. It kind of reminds me of the Scindapsus, what is it called? Like ice, I think is what it's called now. The Chesapeake, whatever that is.
This leaf is beautiful.
I know. But I do see some yellowing. Pretty sure that's due to my not watering properly. I don't see currently any spider mite issues on the foliage. I don't see any webs. Again, I do see dust. I need to dust my plants better. But I don't see
an egg.
Well, I can't find an egg right now, thankfully. But I don't see any issues as far as spider mites. No, Lawson, don't touch, please. And all the new growth is coming out really nicely. Like that's a perfect leaf. That's a perfect little leaf. I know it's terribly blurry. And this little guy is a really good leaf. So I'm going to say that this does not have spider mites and spray it. Just watch it. So I'm going to keep it in my non-isolation group. So I'm going to go through these next ones very quickly. This is a Monstera aurea, and it did not have any spider mites on it. And I also checked the soil, okay? So even spider mites, they can get into your soil. So spray them down, check that. That was a Frydek, or not a Frydek, sorry. That was an Alocasia, what was it called? I don't even know, but these are my two queen anthuriums. They also came back clear, so I'm not worried about them. This is a leaf, just ugly because of watering. But otherwise, they look fine other than the watering issues. All right, this is my last plant. So I didn't find any other spider mites on my plants, but this one was directly touching the Alocasia Frydek. So I have a feeling that there could be a high possibility of this one having spider mites. Now, it is a very large plant. I mean, it's really tall and it's going crazy. This is a Burley Marks variegated. But I do see some like signs of not good leaves down here. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, the copper tone. Let me just twist you down and see if I can get the right angle. So maybe you can't pick it up on the screen a lot, but this is a very coppery brown, just decaying leaf. And I truly don't see any spider mites on it, but that is a good sign of spider mites. So I will be chopping this leaf and the leaf next to it. They just look completely different than all of the other foliage as far as yellowing. And I do see very tiny webs. So this leaf is a, like, you can see it ripple. The spider mites love to be in those ripples. So if you just put your finger up and push those ripples out, you can kind of see easier. But I see white little specks right here on this leaf. And so I'm going to go ahead and spray it, cut the leaves off that I feel uneasy about, and oh, I just saw a spider mite crawling. Yep, spider mite right there. Because it's not moving and it's crawling. That's a mite.
Where is he?
Right there. Right there. That's a mite.
I don't see him.
Yep. Well,
Oh, I see him.
Yep, you see him.
There's a little
So,
black speck.
Yep. And that leaf also has that same copper tone. So look, that's a yellow leaf. That's yellow. Okay. This is you can see the tones in it right there are copper. And that's the difference that you're looking for. Overwatering, underwatering issue, pest issue right there. You can see all of that coppery tone. It's the same thing on these leaves. You can tell it's very green and dark and almost brown, like a copper, something's eating the chlorophyll in them. Is that right? Yeah. That's what they do. They suck out the chlorophyll of your plant, the green parts. So, yeah, this guy will be getting a full shower and isolation, which is going to be incredibly difficult because it's massive. Like, where am I putting you? So that's it. Not really what oh, sorry. Not really what you want to find. Yeah. Not really what you want to find. Not really what you want to find on a Monday morning when you're just trying to move all your plants into one cabinet. But I'm glad that I checked them prior to moving them into one cabinet, because then I could have had a full outbreak and lost pretty much all of my plants, because again, spider mites move quickly. They're harder to detect. And they eat a lot, or I don't even know. They like go dormant, not even dormant. They do it in secret before you really start to notice them. And so once you do notice them, that means like you have a problem. You need to take care of it. It's going to be a problem. Do it immediately. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go spray them. I choose to use Jack's Dead Bug Brew spray. Let me tell you, systematic granules will not work. I know that a lot of people use them in their houseplants because it's easy to just pour in, water in, and every time you water, it kind of like disperses more of that. However, the spider mites, it just multiplies them and creates an army, basically. They're already an army, just creates more of them. They love that. So truly, Jack's Dead Bug Brew is the only thing that I have been able to use that I know of using. So if you know of something else to use for spider mites, let me know in the comments below. I know some people use Dawn dish soap, vinegar, and water. I prefer to use something a little bit more that will kill them. That stuff will just get the base layer, but you really want to eradicate them. That's the goal. And it's very difficult because they're very difficult pests to get rid of. But yeah, bibonide, by the way, that's a spray form. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. If you have any, tips or tricks about what you do to keep the spider mites mess away, I would be so interested to hear them below. But yeah, keep them in the comments below. That would be awesome. I'd love to hear them. I'm sure other people would love to hear them as well. That is all. So make sure you subscribe. I'll keep you posted on my outbreak, and we'll see you later.
Bye.